phrase. Adjectival phrase. Now, instead of saying adjectival phrase, you can just say al-murakkab al-tawsifi. Tawsifi helps you remember that there is a mawsuf and a sifa. So just call it al-murakkab al-tawsifi. Al-murakkab al-tawsifi begins with examples in 4 categories: alif, ba, jim, and da. You guys remember what those mean, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So, looking at alif, we have a ta'rif wa tankir. What does a ta'rif wa tankir mean? Definite and indefinite. Yeah, ma'rifa, nakira, ta'rif, tankir. So, these are examples of a mawsuf and a sifa being definite and indefinite. Aliyun tajirun aminun. What does that mean?
Is a trustworthy.
Good. Ali is a trustworthy merchant. Tajir, tijara, business, right? And number 2 says, can you guys read that? What does that mean?
The honest, trustworthy merchant is beloved by Allah, or beloved to Allah.
Yeah, beloved to Allah. Very good. In this example, at-tajirul amin here is
Ali. Oh, I mean, my bad.
the mubtada, right? They both form as a phrase, but the point is I want you to see that here the mawsuf and sifa are both ma'rifa. They are both. What's ma'rifa again?
It's definite.
And what is nakira?
It's indefinite.
Okay. Can I use those phrases from now on?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If we look at section ba, we're looking at the mawsuf and sifa either being mudhakkar or mu'annath. What is mudhakkar? Masculine. Mu'annath is feminine. So, Khalidun rajulun taqiyun. What does that mean? What is taqiyun? Think taqi comes from taqwa. Yes. Yes. So, good. Taqi, not taqi. Khalid is a man who fears Allah. Okay? So you can say Khalid is a God-fearing man. We're making a mawsuf sifa, right? We don't want to say a man who fears Allah. You can say a God-fearing man. And number 4, what does that say? Can you guys read that? Aisha is a God-fearing woman. Yeah, the mawsuf and sifa here are mu'anna, whereas previously they were mudhakkar. We look at jim. In jim, we're looking at the mawsuf and sifa being either mufrad, muthanna, or jama. What is mufrad? Muthanna is dual and jama is plural. So, in number 5, our mawsuf and sifa are at-talibul mujiddu najihun fil imtihani. What does that mean? Al-mujid. Mujid is someone that is diligent and serious, diligent, hardworking. So, at-talibul mujiddu, the
Hardworking student.
najihun. Okay, succeeded would be najaha.
He is successful.
Yeah, he is successful in the exam. Right? Yeah, someone who succeeds. So you can just say succeeds, or, will succeed. You can say that as well. We can translate it like a verb. Number 6. الطالبان المجدان ناجحان في الامتحان. Bunch of anis. What does this mean? The two diligent students are successful on their exam, on the exam. And then الطلاب المجدون ناجحون في الامتحان. Again, a jama example, right? Let's look at number 10 on column dal. Dal, we see the mawsuf and sifa being marfu' mansub and majroor. Okay? In the first example, we see هذا كتاب مفيد. We know what that means. قرأت كتابا مفيدا. Here they're mansub. Why? They're the maf'ul bihi. And then بحثت عن كتاب مفيد. Here it's majroor. Why? Because of an. It's following a harf jar. Okay. We're going to skip through the whole chapter. You guys know these 4 conditions. And we're gonna jump to exercise number 1. It's 35 problems long. If you guys do the exercises of this book, you'll be very fluent in Arabic in a short period of time. But that requires you to do them well in advance. By the way, Muhammad, we have a test next Friday. Next Friday on vocab from lessons 1 to 10.
Okay.
So that'll be like 300 words.
Okay.
Alright, Faisal, you got it? Just start scratch with them. Memorize 300 words by next Friday. Cool? Somebody's challenge, bro. If someone challenges you in the ice plunge, you're not gonna say no.
I will.
You would, right? If I told you let's do 10 minutes, bro, let's see who makes it, you would do the challenge in the ice plunge.
Just out of curiosity, is this going to be straight vocab?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a straight vocab test.
So, can we expect to see words in different forms?
It's just gonna be
The exact vocab words. You might see English in our asked Arabic, and you might see Arabic in our asked English. Okay? Alright. Going to exercise number 1. I'm going to do selected questions right now that I think are relevant. Because we've done a lot of Mawsuf and Sifa together. Let's try number 2. Al-Arabiyyatu lughatun sahlatun. What does that mean?
The Arabic language is easy, or the
Arabic is an easy language.
Arabic is easy.
Very good. Let's do number 13. Ghusni. Do you want me to zoom in? Here we go. Number 13. على الغصن طائر. What does that mean? سريع. كبير. What does that mean? Why? Do you know where we're at?
I'm a little lost.
You see number 13? You have the same one?
I think it's a little different.
Exercise 1.
Exercise.
Okay. So على الغصن طائر. غصن. What is غصن? غصن is like a twig. Yeah, on the branch. طائر is bird. لذيذ. A tasty bird is on the branch. MashaAllah. We
I
described
was trying to find one that I don't know how to say it, big wingspan or something.
Yeah. What's it? What's it?
Y'all need pigeons.
Scary bird.
I've eaten them.
Or a scary bird.
Alright. Let's see. Number 19. الزوجة blank. What's the name?
A blessing from
Huh? What you say? Al-Latifa. Okay. Gentle. الزوجة اللطيفة نعمة من الله. A gentle wife is a blessing from Allah. Yeah. What were you saying? Al-Khayra. Khayr isn't going to be used as a sifa. You can say mu'mina az-zawjatu salihatu. Because the hadith is actually alluding towards the zawjatu salihah. Right? The hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is that az-zawjatu salihah is a ni'mah that is like unparalleled. Alright. Let's try number 18. It's an interesting one. What does that mean? في هذه القرية بئران. Wells. بئر is well. Okay, بئران is what? 2 wells. What are we going to say? One interesting thing we learned About bi'r, if you remember the chapter of plurals, of masculine and feminine, bi'r is a feminine word.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
Yeah. So you would say bi'rani ضيقتani. What does that mean? عميقتان. What does that mean? Tight. عميقتان means deep. And ضيقتان means tight. So narrow. So you can say في هذه القرية بئران عميقتان. That's good. 2 deep wells. Let's try number 12. This is very interesting because these examples they've given are very hard to figure out. Why do we see what this example that I'm showing you, في هذه القرية and للصالحين, how are they different to normal examples we do? Look at the sentence structure. What's in the back? The khabar is first and the mubtada is second. What's the mubtada? In في هذه القرية بئران. What's the mubtada? بئران عميقتان is the mubtada. How did we translate it? Deep wells are where? In the city. If you say deep wells are in the city, what's the mubtada? Deep wells. So in reality, these examples are examples where the mubtada comes second because it is indefinite. Like bi'rani is indefinite. What would the definite version of bi'rani be? Al-bi'rani, right? So this is indefinite. As a result, it's at the end. That also tells you that on number 12, the mubtada is also following the khabar. And what would the mubtada be? Wujuhun. And how do you, is it indefinite? Yeah, it's indefinite. So, lis-salihina is the khabar which is at the beginning of the sentence. What does lis-salihina mean? For the righteous. Good. What state is this in? Mansub? It's mansub?
Oh, majroor.
It's majroor. Very good. Because li is a harf jar. So lis-salihina means for the righteous. Wujuhun. What's wujuhun? Faces. Lis-salihina wujuhun nadhiratun. Nadhiratun. Very good. MashaAllah. So that means what? Nadhiratun means?
Right?
Means right?
Right? Right?
Bright. Yeah, so nadhiratun can mean like illuminate, bright. It can mean fresh, right? It can mean brightened. So these are all appropriate responses.
So you translate that to
The righteous have bright faces, and for the righteous have bright faces.
You would translate it as bright faces belong to the righteous, or for the righteous are bright faces. You can translate in English also with the mubtada second. For example, in English we can say for the righteous are bright faces instead of saying bright faces are for the righteous. Now the ratun is the word he used. This word is in which surah? Sorry? Surah Al-Qiyamah. Wujuhun yawmaydhin nadiratun. Alright, let's go ahead and try number 28. What words do we not know? What does hada mean?
Hada means this.
Hada tiflu means what?
This toddler, child.
Now we want that to be the mawsuf, so we need a sifa. Let's just fill it in. Saghiru. Okay. Hada tiflu saghiru. This small child, this tiny child. Khaifun means is scared. Min al-dhalami, from the darkness. Good. Let's try number 22. What's a daw'u? The light. Okay? The light. What type of light? We got to figure that out. What's mud'if? Mud'ifun is an Arabic word which comes from form 4. It comes from form 4. Remember, ad'afa yud'if. Okay? Now, mud'ifun means weakens. Okay? Da'ufa means he was weakened. Ad'afa means he weakened something else. So, mud'ifun means weakens. What type of light weakens? Lil basari weakens the basar. What's basar? Your sight, the eyesight. So what type of light? How do we say that?
Very bright.
Lamir is like something shiny. Why don't you say shadid? Al-Daw al-Shadidu means what?
Strong and light.
Yeah, severe, strong sunlight. Mud'ifun weakens the eyesight.
You technically say Shamsu as well.
Al-Daw al-Shamsu?
Yeah.
What would Al-Daw al-Shamsu mean?
Sunlight of the sun.
Light of the sun.
That would be Mawsuf Sif. It would be Mudaf and Mudaf ilayh. So you would say Daw al-Shamsi.
Oh, okay. Those are Shamsu.
That would mean the light of the sun.
Is it Daw Shamsi?
Yeah, Al-Daw al-Shamsiyu. You can say that.
Is that Sunnah?
Is that what?
Is that Muslim?
Yeah, that's Mawsuf Sifr. Al-Daw al-Shamsiyu. Alright. Let's go ahead and try number 20. Tough one, huh? Oh. الفوز. ايش الفوز؟ Success. ذلك الفوز العظيم. It's a success. We understand al-fawz means success. Muhaqqaqun is a word we haven't done before. Let's figure it out.
We know haq is the truth.
Muhaqqaqun.
Certain.
Muhaqqaqun. Here you go. What does it mean?
Certain.
Certain, beyond doubt.
How about this?
Assured.
Assured, established. So, success is
Certain or assured.
assured للرجال,
The man.
for men. What type of men? للرجال الصالحين. Success is established for righteous men. للرجال المجدين. Diligent, serious men. Not people who are just talking. Success comes to people who are serious. You can say that too. Al-mujtahideen, hardworking. Alright. Let's do number 23 as a, co-op between
مصر وباكستان
Wa'il Amin.
بلدان
مصر وباكستان بلدان
مسلمان
مسلمين
مسلمان
مسلمان
Egypt and Pakistan.
are two Muslim nations. You can say that. Okay. Try number 20. No, 30. 30. Al-Aqmisatu. What does Aqmishatu mean? The fabrics, okay, the pieces of cloth. What's the singular? Qamish? Qamsh?
I don't know.
It was in our word, our vocab.
Kumash.
Umash? Certain.
95% sure.
What if I told you it's Qimash? We got qumash, guys.
I say
Look what it means, bro.
You said other fabrics materials not brother.
Yeah, it's correct.
I say
I often get confused because in modern Arabic they pronounce it qumash instead of qumash. Wallahu
but
a'lam.
Islamic, you have to say
You say qumash. I mean, you guys are truer. The Khalij is different. All right. Going onwards and continuing. Al-aqmishatu al-qadimatu
الصندوق القديم قديم.
and not adim. Adim is curry.
Sorry.
وفي الصندوق
Let me just show this man, bro.
الصندوق
Yo, check this out.
Oh wow,
قديم skin surface and leather. Wow.
that's crazy.
Yes. You know Adam?
Yeah.
The word Adam comes from Adim, in the sense that Prophet Adam alayhi salam was made from the earth. He was made from Adim. That's where what one proposed etymology of the word Adam is.
So we would say قديمتي
Al-Qadimati
الصندوق
Qadimi.
You
القديم.
already said there was
Yes. The old fabrics are in the old box, you can say they're in the old chest. That's correct. Let's go onwards and jump to exercise number 5. Not 5. I meant, sorry. I wanted to do number 7 first.
exercise.
Yes, exercise number 7. The last exercise. Quranic verses. Very important to see examples of Mawsuf and Sifa in the Quran. Let's go through them and see how many we can properly translate. Huwa al-fawzul azimu means that is, this is, it is. What would this is be? Hada. So huwa al-fawzul azim means it is the great success. It is the last exercise, Muhammad. Okay? It is the great success. Number 2. Can you guys read it for me? What does that inna mean? Indeed, it is a yellow cow. Very good. We know the context of that ayah? Okay. Number 3. هذا يوم عصيب. This is a difficult day. When did this happen? Who said this? Huh? Prophet Lut alayhi salam said that. When? When they were infiltrating his home. Right? And the messengers came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and people were pursuing them. He said, هذا يوم عصيب. I'm supposed to take care of my host, these guys with crazy people who want to eat them, like trying to come in. How am I supposed to deal with my guests? So he said, هذا يوم عصيب. This is a difficult day. Continuing, وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Good. So literally, what's the order of the sentence?
For them and for them.
What's like, if we reverse it to standard order, what would the sentence be? عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ لَهُمْ. But we can't say that because good. The mubtada عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ is nakira, it's indefinite, so it has to come second. You following, Muhammad?
Yeah, I understand the rule, but sometimes I have trouble catching its application. Like,
You hear tanweens, you should have red flags going off in your head.
okay.
In a mubtada, in a sentence, you hear tanweens, and you don't see a mubtada, and then you hear tanween, you know, okay, this is why the mubtada is here.
So,
That-
but in this sentence, there is nothing definite.
There is nothing definite. That's right. So if the mubtada is indefinite,
Okay.
then the khabar is brought first. And we can see the khabar first in lahum, right?
Yeah. So, but if we wanted to turn this into a different sentence, it would be al-'adhabu.
Al-'adhabu al-alimu lahum. Yeah, you would say al-'adhabu al-alimu lahum. Let's go ahead and see number 5. وَذَلِكَ يَوْمٌ مَشْهُودٌ. What is يَوْمٌ مَشْهُودٌ?
Day, I'm not sure what mashhud is.
A what? A witness day. Very good. So mashhud comes from the Arabic letters sheen, ha, and dal. Shahida means what?
Witness.
He witnessed. Shahada is
The witness.
shahada is the act of testimony. And then we have mashhud, which is the thing that's been testified, the thing that's been witnessed, the thing that's been observed. So ذَلِكَ يَوْمٌ مَشْهُودٌ, that is an observed day. That is an observed day. ذَلِكَ يَوْمٌ مَجْمُوعٌ لَهُ النَّاسُ, as Allah says, that is a day مَجْمُوعٌ لَهُ النَّاسُ, that people will be gathered for that day. وَذَلِكَ يَوْمٌ مَشْهُودٌ, and that will be a day that's observed by all. Number 6. لَهُمْ فِيهَا نَعِيمٌ مُقِيمٌ. Oh, just let's try to figure out what's going on.
So for them there is na'im
What's fiha?
in it.
Yeah. So for them there is in it.
For them there is in it goodness.
Na'im. What's na'im?
Na'im.
Yeah, na'im is happiness, comfort, blessings. Muqim. Has anyone ever heard the word muqim? What does muqim mean? Okay, very good, very good. Muqim is the person that lives in an area. Okay? And musafir is the opposite. So you're either a traveler to this land or you're a muqim in this land. Muqim comes from the Arabic word iqama. You ever heard that? What's iqama? To establish. Like for example, iqamatu salah, establishing prayer. The iqama is to establish everyone to get up. We also have iqama in Muslim countries. What does that mean?
And iqama is like, isn't that not like an embassy?
No, that's wizara. The safa. Huh? A what? No, your iqama is your residency. Your residency permit. So, residence is called iqama because when you live somewhere, you're a muqim. So, na'imun muqimun, Allah is describing what? What is He describing?
That they will have.
But what's being described?
The
Na'im, the blessings themselves. The ni'mah, or the tranquility, or the comfort that Allah has granted them therein will be muqim, it will be resident, meaning the comfort will be a part of the package that stays with you in Jannah. Let's go ahead and jump to number Yes, that's correct, that's correct. Let's try number 9. What's the most of sifa here? Sa'idan tayyiban. What is sa'id?
happiness.
That's sa'id with the sin.
Oh,
No? Huh? Sa'id is dirt. Sa'id is dirt. Tayyiban means what? Pure. So sa'idan tayyiban, pure dirt. What is tayammamu? You haven't learned it? Okay, it is tayammum, but this is actually the verb command form of tayammum. Fatayammamu means so strike. pure dust, pure dirt. Let's see if we can do number.
What was the verb?
I'm sorry.
The verb is
Tayammama yatayammamu tayammuman. This form 5. You haven't learned that form of verbs yet. Form 5. Let's try number 17. وقال رجل مؤمن من آل فرعون. What is that? The موصوف صفة is رجل مؤمن. What does the whole ayah mean? A what?
From the people of
A believing man said.
So a believing man from
Good. So a believing man from the family of Fir'aun said. Okay? How do you know this is the family of Fir'aun? How do you know it means of? You just know the translation, but how do I know that this is an of statement? There's no alif lam on Ali, and there's no tanween on Ali. What does that tell you? Ali must be a mudaf. Very good. That means Fir'aun should be mudaf ilayh. That means Fir'aun should be in the majrur state. Is it majrur? How do you know?
There's a wow.
Not the wow.
Oh, okay.
What about the noon?
I thought wow knew.
This is Fir'aun. You know Mr. Fir'aun?
Yeah. Oh,
That's his name.
Sorry.
You never met him?
This is
just from him.
How do we know Fir'aun is in the jar state? Because the word Fir'aun is given jar with a fatha. Forgot? What? 1 week passed. You reset.
No, without the I don't know.
Okay, so if you guys want me to slow down, it's okay, tell me.
No, it's not that. It's
Okay, so in the example of min ali Fir'aun, you translated it as from the family of Fir'aun. You know intuitively that ali Fir'aun means family of Fir'aun. But when you do that, you have to become more active in understanding the why. Sometimes we know what something means, but if we don't know why, we can't replicate the same understanding elsewhere. Does that make sense? So we have to replicate the idea of how I know it means, the family of Fir'aun. The word alun, we know means family, but is it alun here? It's not. It's ali. We know it's in the jar state because of what? Because the min before it, right? So we know it's in the jar state. But in the jar state, it should be min alin, right? If it's a noun, it either has alif lam or it either has tanween. This has neither, which means this must be mudaf. I'm sorry? It is alif lam, but it doesn't have the al that's used to make something definite. So we know it's mudaf, and we also know that Fir'aun is a ghayr munsarif word. If you recall what ghayr munsarif is, we had a whole chapter called... Where did we learn about this, Ducky? Yes, it was a week ago. It's okay, we should always remember.
Is it the classification for noun?
So, do you remember where we talked about declension and non-declinable nouns?
If we were 6 or 7.
Yes, so look. This was chapter...
Chapter 4, Introduction to the Country.
Yeah, chapter 4 should probably have it.
With some cases.
So when you learn about Rafa, Nasab, and Jar, what's important to understand is that Some nouns don't receive i'rab as normal nouns receive i'rab. An example we learned of any such noun is a noun that happens to be on the pattern of af'alu. You guys remember the word abiyadu and azraqu and ahmaru? These are words that in the jar state they receive fatha. And they never receive tanween at their ends. We also learned that to be the case about female names, that their jar state is with fatha. We also learned it to be the case of non-Arab nouns, like the word Fir'aun. Non-Arab names, like the word Fir'aun. We have to go back to the topic of declension, inshallah, after we finish this lesson. But let's go ahead and try to figure out how we will translate number page 88.
His is going to be different.
And it's relatively the same. Here we go. Ya Allah. Was that really it?
You're on the message.
Yeah,
We're
my
not
bad, my bad.
adjective thing. Yeah.
My bad. Okay. Looking at number 8. Let's try to figure out number 8. Indeed, this is. What's la in Arabic mean? Surely. It's added emphasis. La. So la sahirun would mean what? Magician. Alimun. Knowledgeable. So inna hadha la sahirun alimun. This is a knowledgeable magician, sorcerer. Let's go ahead and try number 11. What's baldatun tayyibatun? What's balad?
Balad is a place or a land.
A land. Baldatun is also a piece of land. Okay, so baldatun, yeah. Baldatun tayyibatun would mean what? A good land. Wa rabbun ghafurun. And a forgiving Lord. That's an ayah in the Quran. Alright, وَيُنْشِئُ السَّحَابَ الثِّقَالِ in number 15. وَيُنْشِئُ السَّحَابَ الثِّقَالَ. Yunshi'u is a new verb. You guys haven't learned it. It comes from form. It's from form 4. Ansha'a yunshi'u. It means to give birth to something. Okay? He gives birth to As-sahab means clouds and At-thiqal means heavy. He gives birth to heavy clouds. Awesome. Alright. Let's go ahead and go over our vocab list real quick before it is that we put a close to this lesson. And inshallah we'll re-attend from next class, from lessons 1 up until lesson 11. I'm sorry?
A lot of these don't have plural.
A lot of them, that's alright. You don't have to learn the plural in those cases. It'll be obvious why they don't have plurals later, inshallah. So not alimun, our first one is alimun, princess. How do we say princess? Amiratun, and its plural is amirat. How do we say well? And wells? Abar. How do we say sea? Its plural would be abhar, buhur, and then bihar as well. And abhur as well. There's more than 4 plurals for this word. Egg is baydatun, and eggs are baydun. We just get rid of the ta marbuta. What's the plural of sentence in Arabic? Jumalun. Plural of jumla. What's a close friend in Arabic? Hamim. Hamim. Hamim in the Arabic language is your best friend. And it's in the Quran. Where is it in the Quran? What does Allah say? It's in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. That's not Surah, that's Fussilat. Oh, I think so. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَيْسَ لَهُ الْيَوْمَ هَا هُنَا حَمِيمٌ. Laysa means there will not be. Lahu, for him. Al-yawma, today. Ha huna, right here. Hamimun, there will not be any friend for a person who is suffering on the day of judgment or in the punishment. Allah protect us. We have hayyun. What is hayy? I can't hear you guys at all.
Hayyun, not living or alive.
A locale, right? It is also the word for alive. Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum, right? That's hayyatun. And hayy can also mean neighborhood. Like askun fi hadha al-hayy, I live in this neighborhood.
And that's what it means by locality?
Yes. Right, so it's a neighborhood. Its plural is ahya. Okay.
The neighborhood is lively.
Yes. Darsun, its plural is durusun. How do we say failing? Nasibun. How do we say questions? As'ilatun. How do we use it? Ana rasib. I'm failing. في هذا في هذا التوصيف. It's an adjective. That's right. How do we say golden? Dhahabiyatun. You can also say dhahabiyun, depending on what you're describing as golden. How do we say drivers? Why is he teaching you how to say driver? This is in the Quran. Where's it in the Quran? Where you got this? Come on. It's on the 17th page of 27 juz. 26 juz. 26, I meant 26, yeah. What is it? وَجَاءَتْ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَعَهَا سَائِقٌ وَشَهِيدٌ. There will be drivers on the Day of Judgment that drive people towards hellfire. Or towards Jannah, inshallah, by directing you there. They don't have to push you, hopefully, to get to Jannah.
So this word is can be used for like
driving livestock.
But you're not really driving like a vehicle, are you?
No, you're driving them.
Okay.
You're pushing them. So drive in their English language just means to direct, right?
Gotcha.
You're directing your car there.
Okay.
You're directing the screw into the
What
hole.
would that mean?
Yeah, you can't say that here. Huh? What's sawaq? A professional driver. Like a NASCAR driver would be sawaq. Or an Uber driver would be sawaq.
Miswak.
No, that's with calf. Huh? The fa'al pattern for profession, yeah. Alright, how do we say fish? No, I meant fish. Asmak. How do we say glass or vase? Vase. Sorry, I meant vase. Zahriyatun. It's a place of flowers. How do we say fertile? Khisbatun. Khisbatun. I don't think this is in reference to people. It's like land. How do we say the word mountainous? Jabaliyun. Jabaliyun. Okay. We have some new words on our next page. We know how to say wool. Anyone know how to say wool? Suf. And its plural is aswaf. This is the word Sufi comes from Suf. Sufi. You know why the Sufis are called Sufis? No. Yeah, they used to be so poor. No, they used to be so poor they didn't buy clothes. They just didn't have money, so they would wear the cheapest of cheap, which is the actual skin of the sheep. Like including the leather on the inside. The cheap wool clothing was the one that wasn't even knit. They didn't take the wool and make it into these nice yarns. Today, that would be worth thousands. And today, people are going the opposite direction. But subhanAllah, the Sufis wore it, and it was uncomfortable, and it would stink, because when wool gets sweaty, wool doesn't smell nice. You smell like the animal. That's why they began to be known as Sufis, because they gave up the dunya. They didn't care about the luxuries of the world. Whatever renditions happened later. But in the beginning, it was just zuhud. People cutting themselves off from the world. We have Daw'un, which we covered. How do we say reckless? أنت سائق طائش تقي. أنت سائق طائش. What does that mean?
Reckless driver.
You're a reckless driver. Okay. How do we say capitals? The capitals. Awasim. Asimatun. Awasim. How do we say someone being stubborn? Obstinate. Anid is a rebel for no reason. Right? Some people don't need a reason to be rebels. They're called anid. Rebelling against something doesn't make you anid unless that's your quality. It's just to be resistive. There's a difference. Sometimes people will resist harm. But anid is someone that is obstinate. They are continually rebellious against anything and everything. They're hard to deal with. How do we say someone foolish? Ghabi. And its plural is? You heard that before in your life? Many times? MashaAllah. How do we say fresh? Fresh. I want that fresh. Tazij. Tazij is a restaurant in Saudi. Right? It means fresh. How do we say success? Why? That's for you. You forgot, right? How do we say clinic? Ayada. Ayada is a clinic. Ayadatul Maril, the sick people's clinic, huh? That's Ayadatul Maril, different word. Ayada means visiting. Right?
With the ayn or with the
Ayn. Ayadatul Maril. It means to visit the sick or to visit someone. Ayada is where you go visit them, maybe the clinic. Yeah, the ayada with the fatha is the place, the clinic where they're getting treated. Yeah, with the tanween at the end. Let's go ahead and try to figure out, how do we say castles? Qusur, its singular is? Qasrun means a castle. How do we say auditorium? Qa'atun is like a hall. Okay? Is the plural. How do we say successful again? Success. How do we say farmer? Fallah. Okay. Fallah is a farmer. How do we say he picked? قطف. قطف, he picked. قطف وردة جميلة. What would that mean? Yes. So pick here means to break off the vine. To break off, you know. Huh? القطنة. 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 Yeah. They did. Alright, next page. How do we say Chinese? The Chinese language. اللغة الصينية. Okay. How do we say languages? Languages. لغات. Very good. How do we say meats?
لحوم.
Luhum. Very good. You know that one well. How do we say boiled? Mus?
مسلوق.
Yeah. Muhammad's like, why are you teaching me this girl's book? I don't need to know the names. How do we say park?
Commanded. But learn it in its commanding state.
How do we say park?
Park.
A recreation park. This means like, you know, park. Mutanazzahun. That's not that. Mutanazzahun means the place of picnics, literally. Because Nuzha is a picnic. Mutanazzah is the place of picnics. So a park. Huh? Mutanazzah? Nuzha? Yeah, Nuzha is like a park. It's like a picnic. It's like an outing, like an enjoyment. Because they want to be able to chill with their kids. Right? So that's the hope. Like, we'll hang out one day. Right? How do we say pasture? Marjun. How do we say factory? Masna. How do we say mu'allaqun ala in English?
Hanging on.
Yeah, hanging on. Mu'allaq means to be hung. But it can mean, in like technical language, something being conditioned by something. Right? Like somebody says, come to my house for dinner at 9. I could say mu'allaqun ala sihhati. What does that mean? Depending on how my health, right? My health. Mu'allaqun is connected, conditioned by my health. So it has some interesting uses. How do we say library again? Maktabatun. How do we say smoothed out? Smoothed out. Mumahadun. In the Quran we have something similar. We have al-arda mihada. Mihada. And mihad and mumahad have the same root letters. It means smooth. How do we say colored? Mulawwanun. Very good. How do we say shady? Mudhillun. Shady. Like, where would you use this word? Hayyun mudhillun. What does that mean? A shady neighborhood. I mean, there's streets there. Right? So it's a shady neighborhood.
But how do you say shady neighborhood?
That's our slang. In English, shady just means...
You know, how would you say that?
In Arabic slang? I have no idea. Munazzahatun. You mean munazzahun? Munazzahun mudhillun, like a shady park. Yeah, you can. And it won't mean bad. Like, that won't mean something bad. To the Arabs, that means something good. That's the best type of park, is a shady. Alright. Mintaqa is area, district, locality as well. Like, في أي منطقة, if someone asks you that, في أية منطقة تسكن, like, which locale do you live in? That would be more like, hey, I live in the Heights, or I live in the Woodlands, okay? But then if they say في أي حي تسكن, حي is more, like, more local, right? So, like, which neighborhood? Right? Or if someone said that, I could tell them which district in the Woodlands. There's like 6, right? Anyhow, our last page of vocab, we have some adjectives like na'imun, means someone that is, or something that is soft and tender. We have nafi'un, something beneficial. Ni'matun, a blessing. We have nuqtatul police. Nuqtatul police. What is nuqta?
I'm assuming a station.
What does nuqta mean? A period, a dot. Okay, nuqta. So, the point of the police is like meet up, which is their station. Yeah, in Arabic it would be nuqtatul shurta. Shurta is police. Huh?
What?
What? What point? Oh, like an area. Yeah. That's at a mountain, though, usually, right? I think so. Anyhow, that's a police station. We don't need to know too much about it. Then we have a word that kind of acts like a harf jar, which is the word wara'a. Basically, the word after wara'a will always be in the jar state. It's technically a mudaf. It's technically a mudaf always. No, a possessed. A possessed. But we don't translate it as possessed. Okay? So if I say min wara'i hijabin, what does that mean?
From behind the veil.
From behind a veil. We're not going to say from behind of a veil. But it's grammatically speaking, it is a mudaf. That means the word after has to be in the jar state. You get why? Because the word after mudaf is always a mudaf ilayh. So when I say min wara'i hijab, would I say hijabun? No, I have to say min wara'i hijabin.
What's the difference? Well, how come we don't use mahabba for police station?
That's just how they use it. I don't know who. This is modern Arabic convention. They name things for whatever reasons. Because these are not classical words. In the past, they wouldn't call a spot to meet up a nuqta.
Would it be more like a checkpoint?
What, a nuqta or mahatta? No, nuqta is actually their headquarters. You know, the ones you see next to Barber Bush Library. Yep, that's a nuqtatul police. Okay. Any questions about anything we've learned? Because this is all relative review. The only thing new to you is likely going to be our vocabulary. That's why I'm putting a stress emphasis on you knowing the vocab. So we can jump to lesson 15 of this book. I don't want to toil around lesson 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Because yes, there will be new things there. But in reality, all you need to do is put in the vocab work to get to 15. But it's how willing you guys are to jump to that. I'm not going to force you to go at a cadence you can't keep up with.
I don't mind starting from the beginning of the book.
Muhammad, what are your thoughts? I'll speak on behalf of Shamrez.
I want to
and Amir.
real quick just go over that one example with the family of Fir'aun.
وقال رجل مؤمن من آل فرعون.
Yeah.
Number 17.
I'm trying to find
17.
17.
Just look at it on the board. Or in the TV. Oh yeah, Allah.
Hold on, I have it right there. Is this the wrong exercise?
Here, you could actually.
Ah, okay, I see. Exercise 7?
Just check it. Check it right here, bro.
Okay, I got it. Oh, okay, it's right here.
Okay.
وقال رجل مؤمن من آل فرعون.
Okay.
So you said so آل فرعون is مضاف إليه.
Yes.
And you said فرعون is in the not it's in the job state.
Yeah.
And then why? Okay. And then why is Ali? And Ali is also in the job state because of men.
Okay.
But typically it would be. Could you say?
Alin or al-ali, right? It's a noun.
Typically doesn't without the name or
Why are they? So why are they both in the? I'm trying to figure out why they're both in the job state.
Because of min.
Okay, but if min was not there,
It would be alu, right?
okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Fir'aun. You would say alu, and then because Fir'aun is a special noun.
What do we call these special nouns? We learned about them. They're called غير منصرف. Okay.
Sorry.
These are nouns that don't take the jar state. They take the jar state with fatha as opposed to with kasra.
Okay. But if it didn't,
If
it would be Alu
Fir'aun.
Fir'aun.
Nin.
Fir'auni.
Nin, right? But these special nouns called غير منصرف, not only are they not allowed to take the jar state with kasra, they're also not allowed to have tanween. So we can't say Fir'aunin or Fir'aunan. We have to say Fir'aunna.
Okay. Okay.
Did that answer your questions?
Yeah. I was just
Look at number 19 real quick, just so that we focus a little bit more on how Mawsuf and Sifas can look in reality. وَقَالَ الْمَلِكُ, what does that mean?
So, and the king said,
Inni is actually a short form of innani. What is innani? Indeed? Indeed I. Ara is a verb that means I see. I see. It's a present tense verb. Ra'a is the past tense. Ara is the present tense. So indeed I see. Sab'a, 7 baqaratin, cows. Simanin.
Simanin is
What's that?
It's fat. It's the plural of samin. Okay, so 7 fat cows. يأكلهن سبع عجاف.
Eaten by.
No.
They,
No. I don't want you to try translating. I want you to just look at the grammatical structure of يأكلهن سبع عجاف. Look at the grammar. No, I said don't translate. Don't translate. Look for the grammar. يأكل is what type of word? It's a fi'al mudari. It's a fi'al. If it's a fi'al, that means this is a jumla fi'aliyya. Okay? Jumla fi'aliyya requires what? Fi'al, fa'il, maf'ul. What's the fa'il? Sab'un ijafun. How do you know? They're marfu'. They're in the rafa'at state. Okay? What? I'm not getting feedback. I'm not sure what you're understanding. Okay, I have to know. Otherwise, I will just assume that you don't know.
So, Sab'un Ujafun is the you said the fa'il?
Yes, that's right.
It's the doer.
That's the doer. Okay. Now, what have we not found yet?
We know the fi'il, we know the fa'il, and we know the maf'ul.
What's the maf'ul?
I'm assuming baqaratun.
Wait, yo, why are y'all going backwards?
I'm sorry.
Ya'kuluhunna. Ya'kuluhunna. Hunna. This is a pronoun attached to the end of a verb. Remember, if a pronoun is at the end of a verb, that pronoun must be what?
It must be the maf'ul.
Yes, it has to be the maf'ul. It can be the doer. It's not the doer, it's the done. So, who's eating who? Sab'un ijafun is eating.
Is eating.
Grammatically, who is it eating? Grammatically, it's eating hunna. And who is hunna talking about? Sab'a baqaratin simanin. Okay, that's what it's going back to. So, translating this, we start translating at the doer. What's the doer? Which means 7 skinny. Yeah. 7 skinny. Ya'kulu, meaning what? Eating. Hunna.
Them.
Eating who? The 7
fat
fat ones. Okay? So that was his dream. Maybe knowing the dream helped you translate this a little bit. But if you got it through grammar, that's great. Inshallah. Numbers are mudaf up until 10. But then numbers have another rule for 11 and 12. Then numbers, yeah, don't ask me about numbers. You are asking the wrong question today. Unless you're ready to sit here for 4 hours. Okay, so tell me what's your confusion.
I don't know if I wasn't here during that class.
Which one?
No, he. I got it on fair.
Okay. Even if you were here, it's likely you'll forget. You just have to do it again. Let's go ahead and try going to exercise number 6. In declension. Okay? Yes. This is a very interesting exercise. These are exercises that are incredibly beneficial if you're actually trying to get your grammatical terminology down. Reading through declension. Once again, what is declension? I'rab. This is an explanation of what's grammatically going on in the sentence. And in fact, believe it or not, there are books this long that are books of declension of the whole Quran, top to bottom. Every ayah, with every grammatical possibility, every qira'ah, every i'rab that exists. Okay? So, you're just getting started on declension, and they're giving you a few words like fi'al, fa'il, maf'ul. Real declension is actually much longer. But that's okay. There's a progression to get there. Just because a road is long doesn't make it not worth driving. It's as long as you know that there's a reasonable path. So if I told you, hey, before Google Maps existed, you're trying to drive to, Anchorage, Alaska, and you ask me, and if I was just as old, before Google Maps was alive, or MapQuest, before any of that existed, what would I say?
Just drive?
No, if you ask me, you're trying to drive to Anchorage, what do you think I would say? What do you think? No, I'm not doing that. Why not?
It's crazy.
Why?
It's long.
No, it's not the fact that it's long. We might have a bunch of
I
time.
don't know how to get there.
It's really not knowing whether a reasonable path exists to there. Like, there's no assurance. There could be a rock fall. The road could basically change up on you, and then you're stuck, and your trip would have been for nothing. With Arabic grammar, yes, there's a very long road, but we know that there's a reasonable path to getting there throughout the course of your life. Enough to where you can understand the Quran reasonably well. But it starts at reading declension models like this. This looks simple, but then we're going to look at books where they do the whole page for a sentence. Al-kutubu lil-mudarrisin al-jududu is our sentence. What does that mean? What is al-kutubu? The books. Lil-mudarrisina. Translate it.
That are for the teachers.
Are for the teachers. Okay. The books are for the teachers. Al-jududi.
Diligent.
It's the plural of jadid.
Oh,
So the books are for the new teachers. In this sentence, al-kutubu grammatically is what? What does it say? Mubtada. You read the actual text. Good. Mubtada'un marfu'un bid-dhammati. It is a mubtada that is in the rafa'at state, shown with dhamma. Very good. Any questions about that? Yes? You good, Muhammad?
Yeah.
Alright. Look at li. What is that? Harf jar. It's the harf jar. Harfu jarri. Literally, harful jarri or harfu jarrin are both correct terminology. Because it means a harf of jar.
And why is it itself
It's a catch
Why is
22.
it harfu jar?
Because the jar state requires something to put something in the jar state. No, don't translate it like that. Harfu jarrin means a harf of the jar state.
Yeah, I know that. I'm wondering why jar is in the jar
That's why. Because it's mudaf ilayh.
I stopped asking you those kind of
It's mudaf ilayh. You get it? A harf of jar, a mudaf ilayh. Al-mudarrisina are what? What is that grammatically? What does it say about that word? Bil-ya'i. Okay, what does that even mean? What does that mean?
It's in the jump state.
Okay, how does that even make sense? Sina as opposed to Suna. Okay, so the ya is what's telling us it's in the jar state. What else? لأنه, what does لأنه mean? Because it is a sound masculine plural. Jam'u, plural. Mudhakkar, a plural of masculine. Salim, which is sound. A sound masculine plural. Guys, remember the word una always tells you that something is a sound masculine plural, like Muslimuna. What did we learn about sound plurals that are masculine? The Rafa state is shown with, the Jar state is shown with, and the Nasab state is shown with. Yeah, very good. Al-Jududi is our next word. What do we grammatically say about that? Majrurum bil kasrati. Sifatun lil mudarrisina. What does that mean? It's an adjective for mudarrisin. And it is in the jar state with the kasra. Very good. Lil mudarrisin al jududi. Don't worry about that right now. Don't worry about that. It's the khabar. Okay? It's the khabar. I told you I'm not going to explain shibr jumla. Okay? Because he asked me why we call it shibr jumla. Why do we call it murakkab? I remember. Okay? So it's the khabar. That's what's important. Let's try number 2. I want you guys to read over the sentence before we try declining it. What does that mean? Oh man. Al-buyutu, the houses. No. Not the houses in. The houses are in. Okay? Are in.
Tight street, narrow streets.
Narrow streets. What's the word for streets? It's a plural of. Okay, good. And dayiqa is narrow. The houses are in narrow streets. I want you to just look at the i'rab in this sentence, and something should not make sense. Something should look wrong grammatically. Shawari doesn't have alif lam, doesn't have tanween. What else is wrong with it?
Doesn't have a kasra.
Yeah, why not? It's one of those special nouns. So remember the special nouns, what did we learn about them? Yeah, غير منصرف nouns. What did we learn about غير منصرف nouns? They take jar with the fatha and they don't accept tanween. So this word, if we pretended it was not special for a second, what would it say? Shawari'in. Shawari'in. But it can't take tanween, so it would be shawari'i. But it can't take kasra, so it would be shawari'a. Fi shawari'a. But its sifa is what word? Dayiqatin. Here's where mawsufs and sifas can be very, very complicated. The idea seems simple, right? A mawsuf and sifa, they both have to what? Match in gender, number, i'rab, and definite and indefiniteness. But that doesn't mean they'll look the same. Because shawari' dayiqatin, these are mawsuf and sifa, although they completely look very different to one another. Shawari' ends in a fatha, dayiqa ends in a kasra, shawari' ends in no tanween, dayiqa ends in tanween. You see that problem?
Yeah.
And this is happening why? Because the word shawari' is what?
Special.
It's special, aka غير منصرف. That means it cannot be normally declined. We can't do i'rab normally on that type of word. We have to have its own rules. Like Fir'aun. I'm sorry? Yeah, munsarif actually means change. It can't really change into kasra. Yeah, sarf is morphology, is changing words, but in the context of i'rab, we only change fatha dhamma kasra. So it can't change into kasra like other words can change their ending into kasra. That's why they're called ghair munsarif. And it can't change its ending to tanween like other words can change their endings into tanween. Alright, so let's see how the author does the tarkib, the i'rab of this sentence. He says al-buyutu. What about al-buyutu? What should you know? Grammatically it is mubtada'un marfu'un, which means what? A subject in rafa'at state shown by a dhamma. Fi harfu jarr. Shawari'a. Wow. What does that mean?
It has the jar with the fatha because it's special.
Because it's غير منصرف. We can just say that, alright? ضيقة means tight. It is the adjective for shawari'. It has jar in the kasra state. Okay. في شوارع ضيقة is the khabar of this sentence. Let's go to our third example. على الغصن. What does على الغصن طائر جميل mean?
On the branch.
Beautiful bird is on the branch.
A beautiful bird is on the branch, simply. Where is the subject of this sentence? طائر جميل. Good. Why is it there?
Indefinite.
It's indefinite. Alright, let's see how they did the tarkib of this.
So
Ala is a harf jar. Al-ghusni is
مجرور بالكسر لأنه مفرد.
mufradun. What does that mean?
مفرد.
Singular. So it is in the jar state with kasra because it's singular normally, right? Ala al-ghusni. Skip the shibh al-jumla part. Khabarun muqaddamun. Khabar means predicate. Muqaddam means
Before starting. See.
basically preponed is one word, something brought forward, right? Is the khabar that's been brought first. Muqaddamun, something preponed. Like, you know, you have a prequel.
Like the book.
Yeah. Or you have the muqaddimah. The muqaddimah of a book is the preface. So we can say the khabar has been prefaced. It's been mentioned earlier. طائر. How do we do the i'rab of that?
It's the subject.
مبتدأ مؤخر.
Last.
Yeah, delayed subject. مرفوع بالضمة. In the rafa say with dhamma. Okay. Jamilun is adjective to ta'ir. It's in the rafa'at state shown with a dhamma. Okay, good. Let's try to do on paper, if you guys have any writing utensils alongside with you. Let's try to do the i'rab of numbers 1 to 5 on this exercise. This is in chapter. Inshallah, I'll give you guys about 5 minutes.
Just do the first one.
Alright, that's fine. I'm not saying that you have to be done with all 5. You can do as far as you want, and then we'll go over whatever we've covered so far. Inshallah. I'll be back in church.
It might be easier to pull out your lesson.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Give me another 2 minutes.
We need 2 more
Maybe 5.
for the first one.
Yes. I have to go back to find something.
Yeah, that's when you challenge yourself. That's where you learn. Do the second one. Hey, you guys need a tutorial?
Just when we went to the stuff on the books is easy. This one I actually tried.
Let's just figure out the bulk of what we're dealing with. First thing we see on number 1 is the word li.
Exactly.
We know li is a
Job.
harf jar. The sentence is not starting with a what? An ism or a mubtada. That means the mubtada is after, right? The khabar. So our khabar is coming first. Our second word is Ahmad. Ahmad is, we know that. That means it's an ism. Okay. It is following which word? Li. A harf jar. That means Ahmad should be in the jar state. It is in the jar state. But what did we just learn? There's a class of word that we call غير منصرف. غير منصرف nouns take jar with a fatha, and غير منصرف nouns don't have tanween. That's what's happening. If this word was not غير منصرف, how would we pronounce it? The Ahmadin. But we don't say Ahmadin. We say Ahmada. Why is Ahmad a noun that is غير منصرف? It's a good question. The reason Ahmad is a noun that's غير منصرف is because just like the word azraqu being a غير منصرف noun, af'alu is the pattern of azraqu, and af'alu is also the pattern of Ahmad. So any word on the pattern of af'alu is by default going to be a غير منصرف. They didn't teach you that formally, but I'm telling you the trick to realizing this so you can replicate this knowledge elsewhere.
Is Ahmada, would that still be considered the mubtada?
It's not the mubtada. Because the khabar starts with a harf jar here, and whatever word is being made majroor by the harf jar, those two together, the harf jar plus the majroor word, are going to, in conjunction, form the khabar of these sentences. Anytime the mubtada is delayed, you should look for a harf jar and a majroor noun afterwards to form the khabar. Does that make sense? Why? Are you following? Just try reiterating that to me. Let's see if you guys remember.
Well,
Explain why, whatever you recall.
after that it should be Hamza. They look at first thing where it is Ahmed that is laid in this follows Af'al.
That's right. And any noun that's on the pattern of af'alu is going to be, it's going to be غير منصرف. So for example, think of the word akbaru, Allahu akbaru. Do we ever say Allahu akbarun? No. Why? Because akbaru is غير منصرف, because it's on the pattern of af'al. Just like we don't say, you know, al-masjidu azraqun. We say al-masjidu azraqu. Okay? So the word Ahmad is in the jar state with fatha. How do we say that in grammatical terms? We say ismun majrurun bil fathati li'annahu ghayru munsarif. Ismun, just like they used in their examples, ismun majrurun would be an ism in the jar state. Now you have to tell me, how is the jar state shown for that noun? It's shown with what? Fatha. So we say ismun majrurun bil fathati. You all understand that part so far?
I understand. I just get kind of mixed up at what point do you classify. So we classify that this is an ism and what form it's in.
Yes.
But we don't have to put what part of the sentence structure.
That will happen after when we put Ila and Ahmad together.
Okay.
Okay? So after we've ascertained that Ahmad is an ism majrurun bil fathati li'annahu ghayru munsarif, and because it is ghayr munsarif, it is in the jar case with a fatha. We understand that, right?
Yeah.
Then we take the harf jar plus the majrur noun together. We put brackets around them.
Gotcha.
And then we say this is khabarun muqaddamun. What is khabarun muqaddamun?
Someone that was brought forward.
The predicate that's been brought earlier. Okay? It's been brought earlier.
So it's ism marfu' bil fatha.
Not marfu' bil
I
fatha.
still don't really understand. So
لأنه
غير منصرف. Yes.
So why grammatically is this the predicate?
Because the mubtada is indefinite and must have been delayed.
Okay, so it's solely based off of definiteness and indefiniteness.
Yes, if the mubtada was definite, it would be in the front. Now we know the beginning of this sentence is not the mubtada because
Okay.
how do we know that? How do we know Li Ahmad is not the mubtada?
I mean, you're saying
Because the sentence doesn't start with an ism.
okay.
Because the sentence starts with a harf jar. A harf jar can never be the basis of a mubtada. Okay? A harf jar can be the basis of a khabar. A harf jar can never be the basis of a mubtada. A mubtada never starts with a harf jar. Okay?
I think the mistake I keep making is I'm trying to define the subject of the sentence by saying like, and I guess this is how I do it in English, but this is the subject, now tell me about the subject.
Okay, absolutely.
So
So the
for me-
subject here is not Ahmad. That has nothing to do with Ahmad. The
Okay.
subject is about Sadiqani Hamimani. Okay? Sadiqani Hamimani. What type of construction is this?
This is a mawsuf sifa.
Very good. But that'll come after. Remember, we do individual words and then we group them together in their function. Then you see how we did that with Li and Ahmad? After we grammatically broke both of them down individually, we said the harf jar plus the majrur both form what? The khabar muqaddam. The khabar. They both form the khabar. Okay? Sadiqani hamimani. Sadiqani is what type of word?
It's
It's an ism. We start, when I say what type of word, you start with ism fi'l or harf. So it's an ism. Okay? Now tell me the state. Marfu' is in the rafa'at state. Bil alif. The alif shows us the rafa'at state. And why is it that the alif is showing us it's the rafa'at state? No, because this is what type of word? لأنه مثنى. Because it is a dual noun. Dual nouns show their rafa'at state with a fatha. With an alif. I'm sorry. Does that make sense? Muhammad, once again.
Yeah.
Sadiqani is, we know it's an ism.
Yeah.
You told me that.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing I need to know is what state is the ism in?
It's in the rafa'at
It's in the rafa'at state, so we'd say marfu'. The third thing I want to know is why is the rafa'at state shown by whatever it's shown by?
Because it's dual.
Because it's dual. So it's shown by alif because it is dual. So we'd say ismun marfu'un bil alifi li'annahu muthanna. Because it is dual. لأنه مثنى. Literally مثنى. With an alif. With an alif.
Sadiqani,
What does Sadiqani mean?
like two friends.
Two friends. Hamimani, remember we just learned what Hamim is? So Sadiqani, Hamimani, the Mawsuf and Sifa together, what do they form?
Mawsuf and Sifa is a mubtada.
They form the Mubtada Mu'akhar here.
Mubtada mu'akhar.
What is a Mubtada Mu'akhar?
It's the delayed subject.
Mubtada. Okay, now Muhammad, your question was, I keep trying to identify the Mubtada because the khabar is basically information that's being given about the subject. So the subject here is, in English,
The two friends.
two close friends. What about the two close friends? Li, what does Li tell you? They belong to Ahmad. So I know in English, unfortunately, the way you would translate this sentence, Muhammad, would probably be Ahmad has two close friends.
Yeah.
And when you think
Yeah.
Ahmad has two close friends, the mubtada sounds like what?
The mubtada sounds like Ahmed. Tell me about him. He has
No, in
two
English,
close
in
friends.
English, right?
Yeah.
Ahmad has two close friends. You think the person we're talking about is Ahmad, and the information is that he has two close
That's
friends.
how I was
But in Arabic, that's not what we're saying in this sentence. We're saying two close friends, they both belong to the clique of Ahmad. You get it?
Yeah.
You understand? Like the circle of Ahmad is what they belong to. So we're talking about two friends. We're not really talking about Ahmad.
Okay.
Why? Do you understand? Bakti? All good? So if you knew the i'rab of this sentence now, you could do the tarkib. You could break it down. Number two is effectively the same thing.
في حرف جار.
Fi harf jar. Az-zahriyati would be...
The
What type of word is it first, guys?
ism.
Ism.
um,
Majroor. Bil. Kasra.
مفعول بالكسرة.
Like normal, right? لأنه مفرد because it's singular. You don't have to say that.
Okay.
Okay, majroom bil kasrati. And what else? Fi zahrati together, the jar.
It's gonna be it's gonna be خبر
Muqaddam one.
مقدم.
Yes.
The same as the
Understood?
last one.
Now you just understood the grammar of one sentence. You've unlocked every, corollary, everything that would look like that for the rest of your life. And by the way, like I know that the progression to Quranic Arabic seems hard, but if you memorize 10, grammatical structures, you're going to see that thousands of times throughout the Quran anyways. The same structure. Like for example, we did what was it? لِأَحْمَدَ حَمِيمًا صَدِيقَانِ حَمِيمَانِ. We have similar things in the Quran. لِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ is in the Quran. What does لِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ mean?
For Allah
His honor. For Allah is honor. Now how do we do the tarkib of that ayah? Just do it in your head. It's easy. Li harf jar. Allah is the, What's lafzul jalala?
That's just the law.
Hmm?
That has nothing to do with it.
It does. It actually does have something.
Really?
Yes. So we don't say Allah is majroor. We don't say Allah is majroor. Because Allah is majroor means Allah has been put into the state of jar. We try to avoid saying that Allah, anything has happened to Allah. Right? Because that would imply shirk.
This one,
Yeah, so we just say lafzul jalala, which means God's name. Right? The word of God's name. So, it's an ism, lafzul jalala. What state is it in? It's majrurum bil kasrati. There we go. Now, lillahi together, the harf jar plus the majrur noun. What do they form? The khabar. And al-izzatu is lillahi al-izzatu. The mubtada ism marfu'um bid-dammati wa huwa al-mubtada. So what is lillahi al-izza? Honor belongs to Allah. Okay? Let's go ahead and try the number 2 in our heads real quick, like verbally. You guys told me fi zahriyati all forms the khabar. What do we have left? Mawsuf sifa, right? So we have an ism, wardatani. This is our ism.
It's an ism
Marfu'um bil alifi li'annahu muthanna. Okay, because it is dual. Alright? And it's also wa huwa al-mawsuf. It's the mawsuf. Okay? Hamrawani. Ismun marfu'un بالألف لأنه مثنى. Very good, because it's dual. وهو صفة لوردتان. It's the صفة for وردتان. So وردتان حمراواني together, the موصوف in صفة form. No, they don't.
Oh, that's the first part.
It's the khabar.
No, Habibi.
Sorry. Mubtada muakhar.
مبتدأ مؤخر. Very good. So what does في الزهرية وردتان حمراواني mean?
Means that the road or in the.
Now let's try translating it from the subject, guys. Get used to that.
Two red roses are in the vase.
2 red roses are in the vase. Very good. Easy? That was easy.
I'm understanding now.
It's
a little bit.
It's easier, right?
Easier.
Okay. So if it's hard for you, you need to take the time out to do number 3, 4, and 5 yourself. And I can test to see if your work was correct. But you have to take that ambition, that first ambitionary step to doing it. Ajanib is the plural of ajnabi. Ajnabi means
The foolish.
no.
Oh, ajnabi?
Ajnabi means foreign.
Foreign. That's right.
So-
It brings back nostalgia.
Foreigner.
Going to Syria, everybody's like, what
Is
is
that
it?
what ajnabi? Ajnabi, huh?
They know immediately too.
Ajami is not a synonym. Ajami means like non-Arab specifically. So you wouldn't call, visitors to Pakistan Ajamis because they're all Ajamis. You only call a person Ajami in relation to the Arabs
Like
that they're
gringo.
surrounded with.
In Mexico, Hispanics, they call you gringo. Anybody who's a foreigner out, like how we say alien. Like you're an alien.
And I think it's even worse to say alien than gringo.
Probably.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like grammatically, it might be okay
Yeah.
based off its etymology. I mean,
Uh-huh.
but we use alien as such a derogatory
But
term.
ajnabi is also used derogatory.
Sure, it's used that way, but at least it doesn't have that
Yeah,
meaning
yeah,
inherently. We don't use ajnabi to refer to these green, weird, quirky beings that live in outer space who can't talk and are like,
You're right.
sexless. Imagine how degrading that is to humans to call them the same thing as that. الطلاب الأجانب في مدارس دينية. If you guys don't have to go, let's do this for the next 4 minutes, and then we'll be done. Number 4.
Number 4.
Yes. الطلاب الأجانب في مدارس دينية. Okay, الطلاب. First off, guys, let's just look at الطلاب.
Definite. It's
It's definite. اسم مرفوع بالضمة. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to the next word. الأجانب is صفة for الطلاب. الطلاب. And what else? اسم مرفوع بالضمة. That's correct. Muhammad following?
Yeah.
Why are you following? Okay. Just pay attention. I'm helping you out. I'm helping you out on this one. الطلاب الأجانب, the الطلاب would be the موصوف, and it is an اسم مرفوع بالضمة. الأجانب is the صفة, اسم مرفوع بالضمة. الطلاب الأجانب together form what type of construction? What type of construction? What type of construction alone? Like, what do we call موصوف and صفة together? المركب التوصيفي. This المركب التوصيفي goes on to become the مبتدا. Very good. It's definite. Very good. في. Come on, tell me. حرف جار. مدارس.
مدارس. It's
اسم
مجرور because of بالفتحة.
بالفتح. Okay.
لأنهم مسؤول من
لأنه what? لأنه what? What's the term? غير منصرف. غير منصرف. Muhammad right here.
غير منصرف.
Yeah, غير
منصرف.
Yes.
And it's on the pattern of
It's not on the pattern of أفعل, right? It's on a different pattern. You haven't learned this pattern. It's technically the pattern of مفاعل. I don't know if you're able to see that, Wa'il. Madaris is on the pattern of مفاعل. A مفاعل pattern is also always غير منصرف. You'll learn these rules, inshallah. منصرف. Yes. غير منصرف. Alright. الطلاب الأجانب في مدارس دينية. مدارس is in the jar state with fatha because it's غير منصرف. What else is going on in this sentence? We have the word دينية afterwards. What is that? It's a sifa for what? How do you know these can be mawsuf and sifa?
You have to know.
How do you have to know?
You have to know that it's describing.
No. You can grammatically know. Muhammad, remember.
Okay. We know they're both in the same state because of the half jump before.
Yes, and we know that غير منصرف nouns take the jar state with a fatha. So are they both in the jar state?
Yes.
Are they both feminine?
Yeah.
How do you know they're both feminine?
That one you have to know.
It's a non-human plural, which is always singular feminine. Okay? So, madaris, singular feminine. Diniyatin, singular feminine. Are they both indefinite? How is in madaris indefinite? I don't see a tanween. There's no alif lam. But how do you know it's indefinite? You have to know that غير منصرف nouns are not allowed what? Tanween. Okay? So the way that you would see if it's definite or not is look for alif lam. If there's no alif lam, then you know it's indefinite. If there's no mudaf ilayh afterwards, you know that this is a word that is indefinite.
So we're always going to start off by breaking this down by saying that it's an ism
المرفوع المنصوب
مجرور بالفتحة or
Yes.
بالفتحة
لأنه
لأنهم
غير منصرف.
غير منصرف
That's it.
صارف okay, that's it.
That's it, yes.
Okay.
That's it. It is an ism in the jar state with the fatha because it's غير منصرف. What else do we know is that this word and the word after match in 4 attributes: their gender, number, their i'rab, and their
So gender, number,
masculinity and femininity. They're both feminine.
No, that's the first one.
what's gender?
Oh, gender, number,
Gender, number,
state. What else?
Um,
Definiteness and
that's
indefiniteness.
right.
So are they both definite or indefinite? They're
Both
both indefinite. So we know this is a mawsuf sifa construction. So we're going to say that madaris is mawsuf. And diniyatin is a noun again. We're going to say ism majurun bil kasrati. And what else is it? Sifatun li madaris. It is the sifa for madaris. Okay? Madaris diniyatin as a construction. What do we call the construction of mawsuf and sifa?
You said it's called
Murakkabut
مركب
Tawsifi. It's the name of this chapter. Al-Murakkab Tawsifi. What does this Murakkab Tawsifi then become?
becomes a mubtada.
The Mubtada?
Sorry, the khabar. Sorry.
Not on its own.
Khabar.
No. The Mawsuf and Sifa together, they don't become the Khabar. They become the Majroor of Fi. Fi plus the Mawsuf and Sifa equals the Khabar. Okay, the Khabar is not going to be Mawsuf Sifa here. Because the Khabar starts at the Harf Jar. Make sense?
What, the part where you said the Muwakkab Tawsifi becomes the Majroor, how would you say that?
Yeah, you could just say Murakkab al-Tawsifi Majroor fi. Yeah. Okay? You can just say al-Jar wal-Majroor. That's all you have to say. Al-Jar wal-Majroor. They together form the Khabar. You can say that as well. How do we translate this whole thing? الطلاب الأجانب. The foreign students now are in what's madaris? Schools, and diniyatin means what? Islamic schools. The foreign students are in religious schools. Are in religious schools as opposed to secular schools. Any questions about the translation or the tarkib of any of that?
Okay, so we have definite, indefinite.
Where's the indefinite? In madaris diniya?
Yes.
Yeah, but why did you want to point that out?
I was just trying to make sure I understood, because when I heard الطلاب الأجانب, and we translated into English to the foreign students, in my head I was just, because in English you're only putting the one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Arabic we do it
so
twice. Yeah, Mawsuf and Sifa we have it twice. That's right. Alright, so next week is going to be our test, number 1. Number 2, we're going to be working on more tarkeebs as we did today. So, we'll be going over all 5 of these. If you guys can just make a note in your notebooks or in your book that we need to do the tarkeeb of these 5 for next class, and try to read over them before next Friday, inshallah. If we finish on time with our vocabulary, we're going to do it, but you have to go over it in your head, and we're just doing it like the reps in class. We're just going to be doing the actual explanation. It's better that you actually try to do it yourself and then see if you were right.
I tried doing the 3 on
I know, Matt, because you missed number 4. للمؤمنين الصالحين درجات عالية. Just tell me, what did you put درجات عالية as?
Huh?
What did you say درجات عالية is?
The
It's okay. What?
مبتدأ.
The مبتدا.
What is the
مؤخر.
مؤخر?
Okay. What is درجات عالية construction?
درجات عالية is
Okay. Very good. What state are they in?
زر.
درجات عالية are both
ضمير مرفوع.
both مرفوع. Okay. للمؤمنين الصالحين
They are both مجرور.
both مجرور. And what do they also have? بالياء لأنه
جمع.
جمع مذكر سالم. جمع مذكر سالم.
Are they also
مجرور
صفة?
بالياء. They are موصوف صفة. How do you know?
I just know. I don't know.
How do you know? You have to know why.
They're both definite.
They're both definite. Okay, what else are they?
Everything natural.
Yeah.
What's everything?
Fourth stage, like we are. Gender, they are
The gender, the number.
The gender, they're both plural.
the
They're
state.
both definite. They're both masculine. Okay, so how do we translate this whole sentence?
High levels for the righteous believers.
High degrees in Jannah will be for,
And للمؤمنين is the khabar,
yes, will be for
the righteous believers.
the righteous believers. Awesome. MashaAllah. SubhanAllah.